Hi guys, I was intending to do this at the end of the gig last night, but I was so tired and hungry at 10:30 at night, which is not a great time to eat anyway. So I wanted to get a drink and go to the hotel, etc. But besides that, talked about the whole day really. I think I'm going to. Um, I'm in London for a whole weekend. I'm leaving on Monday. I thought, about 6 months ago, I thought I'd buy a couple of nights at a London hotel in Stratford, uh, reasonably priced. And I thought, I do not want to go leave a concert of that sort of size and struggle through the crowds trying to get on tube trains and trying to get on trains to get back to where we're going. So I decided to take it easy and, enjoy myself a bit more. I'm going to talk about the day really. Day started on got up in the morning, breakfast, all that sort of stuff. But around 10 o'clock, I went down to what they call the Eddie Dive Bar, which is a little pop up bar, and like an area where they show a lot of our main videos and sell burgers, sell merch as well as food, and brought some merch from there. Just one T-shirt really, which I'm wearing now, and yeah, just sort of that. Thought I'd do that. Get one T-shirt from this particular gig. So after a couple of hours, I went down back to the hotel, sort of chilled out for a bit, and got ready for the evening, or got ready for the afternoon. So I went back down around 3 o'clock. Um, Around 4, half 4, they started letting people into the outskirts of the stadium, which is called the village area, which had got all the more merch things and food trucks and beer trucks and all that sort of thing. All the stuff, healthy food. And so we waited about nearly near 5ish. We were let into the stadium. I went to my turnstile, went in there, found my seat. The amenities are good there, fantastic at the London Stadium. It's a big football stadium which has to deal with tens of thousands of people every week, every Sunday for their matches. So plenty of toilets, plenty of places to get food, and there was some brew dog put some beer things on there. I didn't try it. It was like beer dispenser. They pay the money, put a cup underneath it, you get a beer. Anyway, that was good. So I found my seat. They started going on. There was a slow ebb of people coming to the stadium. They were still coming to the stadium just before Maiden came on, sort of thing. So now then it was absolutely rammed. Anyway, the day started with the Ravens Age, who are a really good band. I don't know much about. Well, I couldn't name a Ravens song if you kill me. I think I get one, but that's about it. But I've got a couple of CDs. They're pretty good. Obviously, it's well known for having Steve Harris's son. I thought which one it is. It's the guitarist of the band on thing. So they were great. They were really enthusiastic. The audience were really enjoying what they were doing. Then obviously the main headline was Hailstorm, who were absolutely fantastic. I think Lizzie Hale has to be one of the best front women on a rock and heavy metal band about at the moment. She's a powerhouse sort of thing. Her voice is amazing sort of thing. So she and the band just absolutely killed it. So that's fantastic, absolutely great. Lucky though, in the stadium I was, the heat wasn't so intense on me because I was slightly shady with an overhang at the back of the stadium, which is okay. Gave me a good view of the whole stadium really, and obviously the stage and that sort of stuff. Anyway, around 8:15, I made hit the stage. Yeah, so let's talk about that. Okay, let's talk about it in the three sections. Let's talk about the set list, the stage, the stage itself, and the sets. Well, not the sets, the presentation, and let's talk about Simon Dawson. Three things really. Yeah, well, okay, the set list was fantastic. I mean, a lot of people comment about, oh, there's not enough from. There's nothing from No Prayer for the Dying. Like I said, I could take or leave it. It would have been nice to get one song from there. but I don't know if it's something the band want to try and avoid, or didn't think it was really, on reflection for it was a good idea, that particular album. But anyway, so there's some good songs in there, but it would have been nice. But I'm really not bummed that there wasn't any. It's a full set list, really. It's like a lot of the greatest hits, which is good, and a few, epics like the Roman Ancient Mariner, Phantom of the Opera, the Clairvoyant, that sort of stuff. Yeah, some great tracks in there. It kind of good old mix of their career up to that, for those first few years. So yeah, that was really good. The set was set list was great. The sets, the stage presentation, I should say, which they're utilising screens now for this particular tour. When I heard this, I was a bit skeptical, because they're very much an analog style band. They use a lot of practical sets in the past. Okay, and also I was worried about how it would look in daylight, because when it started out, it's still light. Actually, it was absolutely fantastic. I thought it was very spectacular, really. I thought that when I watched some of the videos that came out from the first part of the tour this week, I thought, that looks pretty bad, not great, I mean, not great. It looks great, but I wonder how it looks in daylight, sort of thing. I thought it looked fine in daylight, actually. I think some of the screens were brighter than some of the drapes at some point, because sometimes when I saw Maiden in daylight in drapes and that sort of thing, it's fairly, couldn't really make them out, sort of thing. Another criticism I've heard about that they move too much, the screens. I thought they were fine. I think some of them were almost like a storytelling tool device, as well as the singing and the song. It was a storytelling device, and yeah, I mean, there's only one thing it didn't use. On Number of the Beast, it didn't have literally a computer generated imageries. They had edited footage from old, really campy black and white horror films, sort of thing from the 60s and 50s and all that sort of stuff, which is quite interesting, which is kind of connected to the story. But I would have liked to have seen something like a backdrop from that particular album that's from. Perhaps more animated, that sort of thing. That would have been great. Eddie and from the characters puppeteering say old Nick, down the below. That would have been good. But they did it that way, and understood why. I had no problem with the stage settings at all, sort of thing. I mean, maybe in the future, maybe there's something they'll do. I don't know what's going to happen with that, whether they do a combination of screens and practicals, which I think is an idea. He still had practical Eddies. He's had two practical Eddies come on. He had the Run for Their Lives come on during Killers, and obviously Trooper Eddie came on during Trooper, and obviously that was great. It was absolutely spectacular. The audience were from the audience I was with, and the atmosphere I got from the stadium, they were quite really impressed by it, So yeah, I think the staging was great. It was great, and I think it was a really spectacular show. And it got better as it got on. Obviously, darker. It got picked up a bit more, sort of thing, in terms of the visuals. But yeah, it was a really good way of presenting, like a retrospective history of the band, sort of thing, for the first, I don't know, 30 years. I think 30 years it represented is something like that. And I think that was the reason I think they used those sort of things. But yeah, I thought it was absolutely spectacular, and I was really buzzing after the show. I'm like knackered now because I was so tired, but hungry and all sorts when I got back. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Simon, absolutely fantastic drummer. I think he's fitting well into the live responsibilities of standing in for Nico at this time, because Nico can't do the touring, can't necessarily do what he used to be able to do when he was pre-stroke and that sort of thing. And also he decided to, for his health reasons and for the best reasons in the world, his own well-being, just to take a step back. So that was fantastic. He was really good. He really embraced it. He honoured the songs. He wasn't trying to be Nico. He wasn't trying to be Clive Burr, even though Brewster said he's a bit like him. He was Simon Dawson, and he was honouring the songs and doing a fantastic job of it, and really getting into the show. I think from the day the Budapest concert, from what I've seen, he's a bit shaky, but like he's really embraced these big crowds, and it's absolutely fantastic. He was really good. So Simon, yeah, done a good job, mate, and you were really good. And you know, sometimes he was just going. I mean, sometimes you could close your eyes and hear Clive, and you could close your eyes and hear Nico. It didn't, you know. I miss Nico greatly. He's a fantastic human being, a fantastic drummer, and I wish he was been well enough to do this tour. You know, it would have been fantastic. But Simon is an excellent drummer. He's a total professional sort of thing, and you know, he's. I think he's won the crowd over. The crowd were really loving what he was doing. Yeah, so Simon, well done. You're really good. Bit shell shocked after the concert, getting out, because as you know, going out in these big stadiums, you're following the crowd, and obviously London Stadium are put on. The idea was to go back to the Eddie's dive box that opened at 3 o'clock in the morning, but it seemed to be we were being kind of moved further away from them as we were going along. So I think the way the crowd, they thought health and safety. So many people leaving the stadium, 75,000 people leaving the stadium, and they were just kettling them as they call them, out the stadium to the direction of Stratford. You know, a lot of these people were, a large majority of people getting on the trains to go home, which I was never going to do. Stuff that's not going to be for me. And then obviously, including my hotel, which was wall to wall Iron Maiden fans. I think during that day are rock metal fans, so the hotel was taken over, which I think it was good business for that hotel for a June thing. But you know, it's not exactly a beachfront property, is it, Stratford? But it's yeah. So the whole thing was crowded. So I didn't get back to the Eddie Dive Bar. It was all right. I might visit the cart horses later on this evening before I go home tomorrow. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. Got back to the hotel. So everybody was obviously knackered, but they're thirsty as well. So they needed to drink. In the stadium, people were they had lots of bars, and there were people coming in and out, big crates of trays of beer or whatever. And you know, I think some people were really. There's one guy who is one Irish guy, and his family was like, I don't know if it was his family. It might have been complete strangers he met in the stadium, because they were literally dragged. As we get the hope, they were in this mass of people descending onto the Westfield Centre in Stratford. He was like, I was standing next to him. He's like, he'd been held up by these people, probably complete strangers, because he was absolutely 4 sheets to the wind. I think he'd been troopered out during the day, and whatever lager he drank at the stadium, because he was absolutely. I hope he managed to catch the concert. That's what I'm saying, sort of thing. But anyway, so yeah, that's it really. We came here, queued up for the bar. There was a bit of a queue. All these people were really thirsty, and so I had something to eat. Probably at 11:30 at night. Probably not the healthiest time to have a full meal, pizza, and a couple of pints of cider. It's probably not the best time to do that, but there we go. I slept well though, and all in all, I say it's a 10 out of 10 show for me. I mean, it's the first stadium show I've been to in a while, so I think I was worried about the sound and how the lighting would work, and it worked fine. So yeah, I think that's it really. It's a after the night before review, and I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, take care.